Much like the rise of minimalism in 2010s, the current rise of underconsumption core can only mean one thing. Capsule wardrobes were a beautiful thing in the early 2010s. Not only did it minimize the amount of things that you had in your wardrobe as a whole, which is wonderful because too many choices, scientifically speaking, makes us unhappy. Not only will it make you more happy by having less choices with the capsule wardrobe, if you're looking at truly classic pieces within a capsule wardrobe, it aligns really well with underconsumption core, because odds are you have a lot of these items already in your closet. Well, not these things specifically because I made a new one, but we'll get to that in a minute. Underconsumption core started to trend on TikTok back in July of this year. And I think the most relatable thing about this for people is that it shows people with real houses, with stuff that's actually similar to theirs, versus a very rare, perfectly curated house. Underconsumption core really focuses on things that you already have, or classic investment pieces that tend to be more ethical in general. And there's a lot of people under this specific hashtag saying things like underconsumption core has been a real eye-opener for how much our current society really does cycle through things like microtrends. If you do a quick search of microtrends 2023 on TikTok, you will get a ton of trend prediction videos. If you search it for 2024, the top videos are clearly stating that microtrends are gone. And that microtrends can't thrive in 2024 because people are generally sick of them, yours truly included. As the incredibly fast trend cycle plus microtrends have led to fast fashion stores and businesses like Shein and Temu to thrive. The only reason that they can sell you clothes at such a small rate is because they're using forced labor, children and adults. And for Shein and Temu specifically, I did a whole video on this, but it got banned for not being clothed. And yet I was clothed in the video. Makes you think. Anyways, Shein and Temu, a lot of American retailers, have been proven to export goods using Uyghur slave labor, which is why there have been a lot of protests, specifically for Shein. Upon stumbling upon that information, along with the fact that in 1980 the average American bought 12 new clothing items every year, now the average American buys 68, half of which are worn 3 times or less, I decided that investing in quality clothes, staying away from microtrends, and creating my own capsule wardrobe was the move for me. Again, I turned to statistics. I took a poll on TikTok, but I also searched Pinterest for keywords to attempt to compile a list of the most commonly associated products, or specifically clothing, specifically associated with being classic. I took the most repeated pieces of clothing from my comment section, thousands of comments, as well as the most commonly repeated clothing items from my Pinterest searches specifically. I compiled them all into a Pinterest board, and then created a capsule wardrobe. And here it is. The new classics capsule wardrobe, according to modern statistics. Some of these are very specific pieces, the most commonly associated cut and brand, and others are just general cuts. I just found one that I thought was more high quality. To start, this one was a branded one. This one was perhaps the most commonly associated classic clothing item for fall. This is for fall and winter of anything else in my comment section. It's the LL Bean classic fisherman sweater. People seem to have that very associated with Roy Gilmore. It was classic in the 2000s, it's classic in the 2010s, and it's classic now. The next one is the Old Navy crew neck t-shirt. This is apparently the plain white tee of all plain white tees. Next one is a J. Crew rib turtleneck, specifically in the color black. I think this and this are giving very Audrey Hepburn. This one is Gap modern boat neck t-shirt, again in the color black. I actually kind of see a theme with all of the cuts. I think we really associate classic 1940s and 50s silhouettes, kind of what people associate to be the golden era of Hollywood. And really, I think a lot of this has Audrey Hepburn influences, because I could see her wearing almost every single piece of these clothing items. And I think they would have passed fine in the 1940s and 50s. But anyways, this one was this Cezanne cardigan, a Ralph Lauren button-down, which is the second clothing item that was the most highly associated with being classic. The J. Crew cashmere classic fit crew neck. Cashmere crew neck was one of the highest items for sure for fall, specifically in the TikTok comment section. And then a long mock neck shirt was the last shirt on the item. It wasn't brand specific on this one, it just looked classic. The Christy Dawn dress. Christy Dawn dresses came up so many times that I decided to get one. This is the Dawn dress. And again, with the 50s and 40s influence, the A-line dresses very specifically were super high on the list. I specifically chose Christy Dawn, not just because it was mentioned several times, but because if you look up their sustainability rating, they are great. Not okay, not need to do better, they are great. And this is actually a really good resource if you want to look up places' sustainability ratings and see how ethical some clothing companies are. Because if I'm gonna invest in some pieces, they better be good companies. You know what I mean? And it's the best fitting dress anybody has ever had. I love Christy Dawn. Anyways, their Monica dress is very classic and their Dawn dress is very classic. And I, for one of my items in fall, bought this dress specifically, which is the one that I'm wearing right now. I've seen this dress on Taylor Swift, Emma Watson. For the Swifties out there, I'm pretty sure this is like Taylor's favorite brand for dresses because she wears them all the time. Anyways, back to the board. A trench coat was high on the list. The Levi's trucker jacket, which I'm gonna have to get, was probably the highest really specific rated outerwear item. And then there was the J. Crew cocoon coat. J. Crew in general seems to be very associated with being classic. It's up there with like Ralph Lauren and LL Bean. As for shoes, we see the LL Bean duck boot be the #1 rated shoe for fall. A very close second of a white Converse, the Blundstones, and a Fry boot. Which, if anybody has a good ethical knockoff, because I will probably never be able to afford Fry boots. Classic leather belt was on the list, a pearl necklace, not stud earrings. Then for pants, we're looking at classic black leggings. These really classic cuts from Rouge, which is a French brand, or Germain jeans, which apparently has been really big in Paris. That really specific cut of jeans for like over 10 years. Then Levi 501 straight jeans and Banana Republic sculpted straight pant. Now for classic beauty items. I don't think anybody's going to be shocked by Chanel No. 5 being the #1 perfume. I think the new classic is Burberry Her, which I have smelled, and it is like a very safe blind buy. That and Valentino Born in Roma. Crucify me in the comments, but it doesn't smell so old lady. Which, if that is your thing, you are more sophisticated than me. I'll just say that. Then there's the classic French manicure, the MAC red lipstick specifically, and L'Oreal telescopic mascara. Here it is. Screenshot it if you want it. I'll also put it up on my Instagram. You can go over there and screenshot it if you want it on there. And I'll probably put it on my Pinterest. Yeah. Here's the new classics capsule wardrobe. I bet you have some of these items, at least the silhouettes, which is the most important part. If you haven't, I think these are great investment pieces, but they should be investment pieces. If you can't see yourself wearing these in 5 years, you probably shouldn't buy them. Investing in investment pieces are for investing in the long run. If you're not into that, that's all right, sort of, for the planet. No, but really, I'm not here to judge you. Not my thing. If you're ever wondering what me and statistics think are really good investment pieces for a capsule wardrobe to make you happier and to consume less, I think this is a great template. Also, my personal goal is to create one of these for myself. And I am more into Western fashion because of my lifestyle and just my personal taste. So Western girlies, I am making a very specific different one for you. And Western fashion is like incredibly sustainable, but nobody wants to talk about it. But I will talk about that in a different video. Anyways, quick fit check, because this dress does have pockets. Sometimes I just do things and I'm like, that was so millennial of me. If you have kids, you understand the importance of pockets. Sorry. Anyways, here it is one more time if you want to screenshot it, and I'll see you in the next video. Love ya. Bye.